Yeah, really proud of our team. Good ball game. Always love playing Alabama. We have quite a bit of games of them under our history, and they're such a good ball club to compete against. What a great night for softball. Great environment. We're just lucky for teams like that to come in here and give us opportunity to grow. And definitely got better today as a team, and I'm proud of them. And now it's about Duke and getting after a good day of rest tomorrow and getting after Duke this weekend.
This week you guys are facing, I believe, 4 of the top 5 pitchers in the country, the ERA, lowest ERA and stuff like that. From this game to, the Duke game and stuff like that, is there anything similarities that you guys, can learn from this game to the next game and facing, such pitchers with low end ERAs?
Yeah, I think when you've been having the season we've been having hitting, you can get into moments where you want outcome really bad, but if we stay process oriented and team at bats and situation oriented, the kids were all in it today. There was nobody hanging their head by any means, and we just talk about process all the time, and that's what it's going to take with Duke and their pitching staff. And they're great, but a 3-game series is about making adjustments. One game, always tough, but you get to see Alabama again and the pitchers again. You get to make some adjustments. So that's what's so fun about ACC play, is being able to be that smarter team on day 2 and day 3, and so we're excited for that.
What does a game like this do for the game of softball? It's a top 20 showdown here in your guys' stadium.
Yeah.
Just to be able to do this and to host it in front of a sold-out crowd, what does that do for the game of softball?
Yeah, well, I think our sport has definitely grown a ton, and for so long, I think the SEC was regarded as the best softball conference in the country, and I grew up a little bit in the Pac, and now coming to the ACC, now, you could argue some of the ACC is the best softball in the country. You got the Pac the best. So now we're like coast to coast. And when you get opportunities for the ability for teams to travel to other stadiums, and you're packing other stadiums, just people love softball, and they love the speed of it, and they appreciate the athleticism. And, I just think that we're lucky that TV gets to show people that in their living room. So, yeah. So we're thankful that Alabama comes here, and we'll always go play there and enjoy that.
You've seen some good defensive plays from Issa
already,
but those 2 were pretty good, pretty up there.
Yeah. I think Issa's been great. We've talked about the whole need everyone, because we'd have freshmen coming in and trying to figure out, how to play at this level. And I think Jason and Issa stepped in right away as pretty mature players and have done some really, really cool things, and starting to see some flashes out of Danley now that she's kind of understanding how to be an outfielder, hitter, and a pitcher at the same time. That's hard to do sometimes. And so she's starting to settle down. So really cool for our future. But, when I talk about the growth of our season, it is really neat to see that Issa's in a lot of right spots, and she's playing a lot of good shortstop for us right now.
It looked like for a bit, it looked like McKenna was, really, it looked like she was leveling out the game a little bit more, giving you guys a little bit more of a defensive advantage as well. With the pitching progression this year so far, I guess how has she been progressing early in the season? At a moment like this in the season, how's she been?
Yeah, I thought Kenny came in and did a great job, did exactly what we needed to do in a really tough situation. It's one thing to be behind some superstars last season and kind of get your feet wet. It's another to be the one that everyone's looking for this season. And so, when you have the bullseye on your back, I want to be great, and then people are preparing for you. That's way different, where last year they were preparing for maybe a cat and a Mac. So I think we've had a lot of good talks about that. But what I'm really proud of is the pitching staff in general. Like, the staff is taking on the staff mentality, and you could see it today. They're all fans of each other. They know they can bring different things to the circle, and I think Kenny's really ready to take on that role. Like, I'll do what I need to do, but it is about all of us making sure it happens, and so I'm really proud of that part.
Coach, it's never one thing that decides the game. A lot of things go into it, but I believe Bama had all of their runs with 2 outs.
Mm-hmm.
So how big a deal was the timely hitting in this game?
Yeah, that's a big one. So that's I think that's something that we have been dealing with all season, is trying to figure out how to kind of stop the bleeding mentality. And I think we're way better at it now than we were at the beginning of the season. So the fact that we are growing in that area proves to me that we're starting to learn, and we're not putting our head down about the outcome again. We're really about the process and trying to understand that. So some of it's my pitch calling and trying to figure out. Some of it is maybe some errors here and there that we're trying to shore up. But we're definitely mindful of what we need to do, and we're definitely getting a lot better at it. So it's in our control to make some of these adjustments.
And you had Kelly today at the DP spot. Were you just giving her a rest from playing in the field, or?
Well, having the ability to have Danley in the lineup now or in center field, and then maybe to come in and pitch gives us another outfielder. We're pretty outfield deep with some offense, and so we can rest people, or we can move people around depending on what we do in the circle. So it's just more strategy. Yeah.
Anything else?
How do you guys prepare for Duke from here on out?
We've already chatted a little bit about 3-game series. It's a little bit different mindset. So now that the first third of our season is done, we kind of know what we're about and the areas that we wanted to grow, and we've addressed that. And I think we've gotten a lot better at that. Now, how do you win a 3-game series? How do you do the best 2 out of 3? And I think that's the chats tomorrow when we meet as a team. And nothing changes in your mental prep. I think that stays the same. It's just more of how do you strategize and how do you implement that. And so I think that's the conversation tomorrow. And on top of the fact that we have our alumni coming back, so get to share a little bit of the Miracle Mobile in 2013 and how that catapulted us in 2014. And I think those stories, are all a part of grit and fight, and that's something that they get to be a part of this weekend, and it's the first weekend of ACCs, and that's definitely what we're going to need is a lot of grit and a lot of fight.
Thanks, guys.